I'd like to call the October 30th, 2025 Montecito Board of Architecture Review consent calendar to order, meeting to order. So we have one item on. Is there anybody here? Adam, isn't that who it is? You were here last time. Are you here now, please? Is there anybody
Good
to address?
morning, Chair. This is Gaspar Obando.
Hi,
Adam
Gaspar.
will be joining in a few seconds. He's logging in right now.
Okay. Adam, are you here yet, please? Did you have a chance to review these? I think that. Gaspar, you're
Chair,
going to have to.
yes, we provided a list of the revisions. I can read that while Adam, or maybe you can.
Okay, so I've gone through the drawings, and so has Rob on, and have some very specific comments on PDF 27, please. The upper right-hand corner. You guys are in what's called high fire zone,
Yes.
and you're not permitted to have asphalt shingles. They have to be fiberglass, or you need a clay roof or something. We're fine with asphalt shingles, but you need to get that to be um, fiberglass, and it's very extremely helpful to have like a brand name and the name of exactly what you want.
Yes, actually, they're not asphalt shingles. They're concrete shingles.
Well, then please get that called out.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
it's
that's
not
number one. Number two, um, zoom out a little bit. Oh, right there, that's good enough. See, on the right-hand side, it says down pipes. Uh, and in every other painted case, you have a paint color with an LRV of 89. This
uh-huh.
board has not approved any paint color higher with an LRV higher than 0.84 or 84 for, I don't know, 4 years or something, 3 years. So if you could find another paint color, then on PDF page 26.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah, these are relatively simple, but we're treating you just like we treat everyone else. We want all this stuff. These are not window and door details, Gaspar.
Yeah,
This is a product sample. How does it fit in the wall? Is it towards the front of the wall? Is it towards the back of the wall? Is it centered? Do you have 2x6? Do you have 2x8? Do you have 2x4? If you could actually draw that.
sure. Yes,
Okay.
they're
And
towards the outside of the wall.
well, please draw it
Yes,
and,
yes.
okay.
So, hello, hi,
Put it,
it's Adam, the architect. Can I chime
yeah.
in?
Hi, Adam.
Sorry. Um, okay, so we added some some wall details in the drawings.
So you added them on PDF page 24, I think. Those are section cuts, but they're not details. Adam, most details that we see are 1.5 inch to the foot. I agree there are some here, but not everything, and in particular wall and door. And
Okay,
so if you,
yeah, I think we added more though. Let me see here. Can you scroll
I
down?
agree, you added more, but you know, if you could actually draw the window and doors, and then we in Montecito, can you zoom in the upper right hand corner of that, please? Most of the time, applicants don't have a metal cap over the top like that because of the shadow line. I think I'd approve it, but I think that there are better details where the metal cap is inside the cement plaster and you run the wire over the top of the metal cap, or you put in bituthene, either one, and then the cement plaster rolls across the top. So I've seen those. Now, I didn't see any landscape drawings. What happened with landscape drawings, please?
We included the landscape drawings in the submittal.
I don't think
There
so.
were
I didn't see them. David, can you go and look through, start at the end and come back? Now,
they
they
were
may not have gotten put into into the things that I see. I'm not saying you didn't do it,
mhm.
but I don't see any landscape stuff.
Yeah, there were no changes from the previous submittal.
They don't have them. I don't see them. So can you work with the planner, who I guess now is Emily
Yes,
Fisher? I've never heard of her before. Maybe Victoria is no longer with us, but to get the landscape drawings in, and can we see you in 2 weeks, please, with just getting this stuff cleaned up?
sure.
Okay,
Okay.
good. So
So, so
you
you'd
can
like,
be in the building department. We're not, you don't have to have this until land use is ready to sign off.
Oh, you were saying, Adam?
oh, okay. So these details you essentially want, so you want these wall, window, and door details blown up, maybe like 1.5 scale.
Yeah, well, you don't have, yes, and to actually show how the windows and doors will go into the walls. I don't know if you have 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, whatever you have, how does it work with that, please?
And then double check and make sure the landscape plans
Yeah,
are part of your,
they're not in here. So, it may not be an issue with you, it may be an issue with the planning department, but work to make sure that they get in there, please. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully we can get this thing taken off.
Great.
Okay,
Thank you. Much appreciated.
thank you. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Is everybody ready here?
yes.
Okay, so we're missing Stacy and Robert. Okay, I knew about Stacy. Okay, yes, David. I'd like to call the October 30th, 2025 Montecito Board of Architectural Review to order. First item is public comment. John, would you like to address this, please? No more than 3 minutes. I don't know if your mic is on.
Can you hear me?
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. Okay. Yes, the issue I'm raising is the seeming lack of follow-up coordination, not on your part, but on the part of the building department, which will sign off either by giving COs or just sign off when a completion is done purportedly on a project, whether it's an extension or a new construction. The problem that in fact happens is you guys, and I've seen this ad nauseum. You guys are very, very good. You spend time, effort, and energy to, in fact, not only create and do the best you can for the applicant, but also seeking guidance from the guidelines in the Montecito general plan. But also, you also take into account neighborhood concerns in general, and also specifically neighbors, the exact abutting neighbors. However, what happens is once you go through a somewhat arduous procedure, it all gets shunted over to building ultimately, where permits are pulled. And people will then go out and construct. And in many instances that I have now found, they do not necessarily end up doing exactly what you had specified, whether it was for the landscaping, lighting, or roofing. Net result is that, in fact, nevertheless, the building department does not necessarily liaise that I have seen with you guys to see whether, in fact, what it has been finalized there comports with what you had basically approved. Accordingly, what I would like to try and advance, either with the Board of Supervisors or with the Planning Commission, is some ability that before a project is ultimately signed off, that there's some coordination or checking that, in fact, what has been ultimately built actually was what you approved, and which in many instances I've discovered is not the case, at least in my neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next item, agenda status report, please. Tell me there are no cancellations.
No cancellation.
Minutes of the 16th. Any comments, please?
No.
Yep. Okay, on page 1. Supervising planner for this meeting was Alejandro Jimenez, up here on the very top. Right here, David. Not Kimberly.
No, that's correct. So that's who's assigned, but attending Alejandro.
Okay,
That's how I intended it.
okay. Now, item number 2, comment number 1, move decks. Okay, so this is 77 Olive Mill Road. This was that single-family residence right next to the freeway. Move decks along southern property line approximately 12 to 18 inches to create a small, and I think we should add landscaping,
Yeah, that was,
the word landscaping.
yeah,
A landscape buffer?
a
Landscape,
space for landscaping,
Yeah.
essentially.
but just add the word landscaping in front of
Yeah.
buffer. Okay, then. Item number 3, 750 Picacho Lane. It says in item number 1, consider installing landscape screening. I think it should say install landscape screen.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's where we were coming from. Hi, Robert. Okay, please return with, and then on item number 2, please return with, just in front of site, I'd like to say north-south site sections. And then item number 3, applicant to provide screening along southern property line along with additional sections to, and then I'd like to replace the word provide, demonstrate the proposed screening will meet da da da. Item number 4, comment number 2. Landscaping question mark. I thought that you or Stacy or somebody had some comments about landscaping, please. Rob?
I don't recall specifically, other than that, maybe we were asking, do you have landscape plans, is what I'm assuming that comment means.
Well,
Was, when was that?
This was the unique house.
yeah, the one that was built without permits.
Was that the one with all the interesting details and stuff? We went to the
Yeah.
site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think then item number 2 should say, provide landscaping plans.
I think they did. I think maybe what we were looking for was complete landscape plans. Maybe there was irrigation, or there was some
Okay,
weed
then
or some.
provide complete landscape plans.
Unless anybody remembers specifically something else, but that would be my assumption.
Stacy said, like,
Okay, and then item number 8, 591 Santa Rosa Lane. This was the YMCA. I think it should say MBAR appreciates and then strike the rest of that sentence. Clarification and additions made to the project documents. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, I thought there was some reference and looks forward to additional, that we were gonna see this thing in phases. I thought we made reference to it in that sense, but maybe not necessary.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of October 16th. Excuse me, as amended. Is there a second, please?
Second,
All those in favor? Aye.
an abstention, I abstain. Item
750
Yeah.
Ashley. Picancho.
Yeah, item 3. Same on that.
Okay. MBAR members informational briefing, please. Anybody? Everybody going to be here next time? I think we only have 3, maybe 4 meetings left for the year. Something like that. So just, we're rolling to the end of the year. Okay, staff update, anything from anybody? Kimberly, David? Okay, item C, consent calendar. We had one item. We continued it for them to complete the plans. I'd like to move for, I'd like to move that we continue this item to the next consent calendar to make the minor revisions we discussed at our meeting today. And to add the landscape drawings. There's a second, please.
second,
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed. Okay, our one item today, Seeing Stars LP Pergola. Okay. So who's here to represent this? Oh, we're on for preliminary final. We've never seen this before. I never saw it as a chair. Nobody ever asked me to take a look at that. So this is a matter of. Anybody here to represent this project, please?
Yes, Kevin Mishniak from Clear Architecture.
Evan, what do you got here?
Okay, yes. So as I said, my name is Kevin. I'm a project manager at Clear Architecture. I'll be working with planner Jacob Grobison for this project. I'm here to discuss an addition to our scope of work on site at 1439 Irvine Lane. Back in winter 2024 and early 2025, we were issued MBAR approval in our LUP for a renovation scope for work on site. Today, I am presenting the most recent request from our client in the form of a 585 gross square foot pergola structure and petition the committee for combined conceptual, preliminary, and final approval given our limited scope of work proposed. If you could stay here on page 2, our site plan. To recap, our previous scope of work was a remodel of this single-family residential home, which involved cosmetic updates and window and door replacement at the exterior. Following conversations with the client, our design team identified an opportunity to provide additional shade at the southern exposure of the house, which features 2 runs of sliding glass door partitions. So for context to orient you, our scope is immediately adjacent to the exterior, plan right to the left of the existing pool. If you could flip to page 3. Directly adjacent to our window wall, we're proposing a shaded pergola with a column alignment that corresponds directly with the wall openings, maintaining unobstructed views from the adjacent living and dining rooms. Just for reference, the living room is kind of center of the plan, and then dining room just below that. The footprint of the pergola is roughly 10 foot by 50 foot long, and it's at a height of 10 feet 9 inches. It's important to note, to date, the pergola has gone through multiple refinements in order to best respond to our proposed aesthetic. An earlier iteration featured 6 columns, 3 at the southern edge of the pergola and 3 along the exterior of the home. After an internal review, we found this approach to appear heavy and read more as 2 separate structures, a house and a pergola, instead of one, a covering that felt more integral to the home. During ongoing coordination with engineering, we've refined the design and we're able to eliminate the 3 structural columns adjacent to the exterior, embed them in our walls, and engineer a 3-inch lateral seismic separation to create a much cleaner design with less bulk and more free area. For those 3 visible columns at the southernmost point of the pergola, the original design intent was to clad these in stone. We felt the design lended itself more towards a slimmer profile. We worked with structural to propose steel columns and clad them in stucco as a way to tie into the existing stucco house. If you could skip to page 5, please. Thanks. This is our roof plan. At the roof of the pergola, we went through further design refinement as we first explored operable louvers. Instead, we pivoted more to horizontal slatted wood cladding for the rafters, which emulates kind of more of an old-fashioned pergola purlin and functional framing technique. This design aids in sun control, but furthermore also acts as an aesthetic solution to conceal the polycarbonate panel system above that allows for more cover from the elements. If you could go to page 7, please. This is our south elevation. The proposed elevation is at the top of the page. Here you can see the pergola's relationship with the glazing adjacent. The structure does float below the roof line of the 2nd floor. And then next slide, please. This is our west elevation. If you could go one more down. Yeah, this is our west elevation. Here you see an elevation of the profile of the pergola as it projects from the southern wall, sitting below the master bedroom's outdoor terrace. And then if you could skip to page 10, the end of our document. And zoom out just a little bit so you can see some of the precedent images here. So here we've provided a section showing the relationship of the window wall to the pergola. This is closest to the sliding door. We're showing the steel columns that are ghosted in. Those are hidden in that southern exterior wall, those 3 that we were actually able to hide and embed into the exterior wall. The roof cladding is 2x4 cedar stained in walnut at 4.5-inch spacing on center. The top cap of the column is clad in limestone to match our primary patio material, while the column is the stucco finish of the exterior home. The metal fascia band atop the column will be painted to match the color of the sliding doors. We've also provided here some precedent images to exhibit the design intent of the roof structure for a bit more context in our desired outcome. That concludes my presentation. Thanks for your time and efforts in approval of our project. I welcome any questions you have.
Questions, Dave?
No questions.
Chip?
No questions.
Rob?
On the south elevation, I see that the length of the pergola kind of doesn't extend past the columns as opposed to like you did looking at it from the side. Was there any notion of that? I'm just, yeah,
You're-
right there. It runs a little short as opposed to a little bit of an overhang, or what was?
You were
So,
talking about the overhangs
yeah,
at the
there's a
west.
lack of overhang on that face versus on the, versus when you look at it from the side. I was just asking about that.
Should be consistent overhang as shown there. If you go to the west, I believe it's shown like that as well.
I thought there was an
Um,
overhang when you looked at it from the side, that's all. Like
oh
there, see,
yes, yeah, yeah.
there's an overhang.
Exactly, yeah. There is the slight overhang of 1 foot over, as you can see here from the west. But yes,
So,
that would be from the south looking at it directly. Yeah, we decided to pull that back.
okay, that's all I was asking about. That just caught my eye that there was no overhang and that maybe the columns, I guess the columns are pretty fixed where they kind of need to be where you want them to be, I take it at this point.
Oh yeah, that was more
Okay.
so from the standpoint of our structural limitations.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Bill, questions?
Is that fascia metal clad? That fascia around the trellis pergola? What's that material?
Yeah. So that's the steel I-beam. Yeah, we obviously did have a lot of stucco in the house already. The use of steel there exposed, it really felt like the right move to have the columns as a clad in stucco, but here we really liked the mixture of the materiality of steel, stone, wood, and stucco, and it kind of gives a little bit of a differentiation from the surrounding elements and makes it a bit more of a striking element.
And can you see this from the street or the public view in any way?
It's not,
back.
yeah, there's nothing of the backyard here at the south that's visible from the street.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Robert,
What again is the material on top of the pergola trellis of some sort of plastic? What was it again?
That was a polycarbonate covering on top of those purlins.
And what does that look like? Is it flat? Is it corrugated? What is it?
It's a flat surface.
can we see that in detail on the
Yeah, you can kind of see that. Well, it's
down?
ghosted in, yeah. On page 10, really, you're not going to really see it, when you're standing beneath the pergola. You're going to see those purlins instead.
Right. So there's no intent to like grow vines up into that, and green it up a little bit. It's just purely a cover.
We had thought about that, but yeah, it is purely a cover.
Okay. No more questions.
Can we go to the south elevation before and after? Nah, yeah.
There.
The south elevation existing shows curved windows and doors. The proposed has flat tops for all of them. Are you also changing that, or was that reviewed and approved at some point earlier, please?
Yeah, that was previously reviewed. The only scope of work here is just the pergola. Those windows have already been approved in our previous MBAR approval and LUP.
Okay, thank you. And then lighting on the underside, you show an image with some lighting. You're not showing any. Are you proposing any, please?
Yeah, it would be the same lighting that was previously proposed, shielded, so
But
they're
not
are dark
in
sky
the
compliant.
in the pergola. I'm thinking about, can we go down to the graphic images, please? Photographs. Lower left-hand corner, you have light shown there. Now,
Oh, that
I
is
know that
just
this is,
yeah.
yeah, I know this is probably an inspirational image. The question is, are you considering that, please?
We are not considering putting these lights as shown like that. That's just purely as a precedent image.
Okay, and then why do you need a polycarbonate top? It's going to get dirty, I guarantee that. And it's going to be difficult to drain. What's the driving force of that, please?
Yeah, we're looking to obviously provide cover, and we're open to other options there that seem to be the most economical option, and yet still providing cover for us.
Public comment, is there anybody that would like to address the board on item number 1439 Irving Lane?
No requests.
Okay, comment, we are on for concept, preliminary, and final. Comments, Dave?
Yeah, it's a pretty contemporary detail, but you're also, in the previous approval, are taking that home in more of that direction as well. So I can support the proposal as is.
Tip?
I can also support the project.
Rob?
My reaction was that the pergola, as Dave said, I thought it was kind of a little modern relative to the rest of the house. So I guess I would defer to other architects, but so if the architects are okay, then I'm okay with it.
Bill, please.
Yeah, I think generally because it can't be seen as well, I think it'd be fine. I would make sure you're not going to be creating some reflection from your polycarbonate roof there to reflect into a neighbor's house either too. So please be cautious of that. But otherwise, I
Understood.
could approve it.
Robert?
Thank you.
I support the project as is.
You know, I think it's going to be okay, except I think you probably will want lighting, which is not shown, which I think is unfortunate. And I think it can be buried up inside those, the purlins. And number two, if the polycarbonate is effective, you're going to have a bunch of water flowing next to the house, or you're going to have a bunch of water flowing out at the edge of the house without a gutter. And, you know, in order to get that to work, whichever way you want, number one, I think either the whole trellis needs to be at an angle, not flat as shown, to get it to drain away from the house, which I assume you will end up wanting to do. Or there's going to be some kind of pyramid structure or something up there made out of the polycarbonate, which you're not really disclosing here. And so, you know, it's on the back of the house. It's comparatively small. It's way off, you know, Irving Road is not downtown, you know, so I'm going to vote for it, but I think that there's more work to do here. And I would highly encourage you to try to figure out how to solve that. Either let the water come through or not. Did you want to say?
Well, yeah, it looks like, I mean, with those I-beams, it looks like you could kind of almost incorporate and create kind of a custom gutter system and bring the water off that and then down those I-beams and disperse it without it kind of being problematic. So.
Okay.
I do have a thought on this. So in this section, you can't really see it, but obviously there would be positive drainage towards what we're showing as a concealed gutter behind the parapet. That's where the water would be draining to, and then off to the sides of the house and then through.
Can you go up a little on that page?
You can kind of see, so new concealed gutter behind parapet, copper or equal, to the left of that detail.
That's at the roof, but how are you've got a solid wall there, right?
Yeah, we would be, yeah.
How would you be draining through that solid roof that has a double top plate right where you're trying to? Anyway, I think that it's a detail that has not been fully figured out. And anybody else concerned, or should we just let them figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the polycarbonate idea is not well thought out yet, because how are you seaming them? You can't just do a solid sheet up there. Is it panels? How are they seamed together? I don't know. I don't know if you need it really, but that's.
Well, he wants to keep, they
wants
want to be
keep
able to,
weather, yeah,
they
weather,
want to sit outside when it's
yeah, weather
drizzling,
protection, yeah.
but it's going to get dirtier than heck up there too.
And it might, you gotta attach it so it doesn't blow away, blah, blah, blah. A lot of
Yeah.
detailing anyway. That's not for us to decide, I guess.
Do I have a motion for preliminary and final, please?
So moved.
Yeah, let's not all rush in here. Would someone else like to take a slow step for a second?
Rob, okay, I'll take a slow second on that.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Thank you, Kevin. Good luck.
Thank you.
And do I have a motion for adjournment, please?
I'll move to adjourn today's meeting of October 30th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Low second again. We need longer meetings.